Alright guys, a serious topic today, water leakage. I'm pretty sure everyone here had someone close or far that has water leaked in their house before. And water leak is one of the most damaging things that can happen to a house, because then the water goes in the wall, it pretty much breaks everything, and it can become really dangerous if it goes in the electricity system or anything like that. So today we'll talk about water sensor, but more specifically electronic valves that enable the water sensor to actually stop the leakage. So you don't only detect the leak, but you're able to prevent it to cause further damages. And with the smart valves, so the electronic valve, you're even able to control it directly from an application. Today we'll use the Ajax system to present how it works. So let's say you're on vacation, you're going to work, and then you receive an alert, there's a leak at your home. Well, there's no stress to have, because if you have an application directly, you can actually close the smart valve directly on your phone, but you can also build an automation scenario that will close the valve automatically when it detects water on the water sensor itself. So again, today we'll see how a smart valve works, and we'll do a live demonstration on how this setup would work if you install it, let's say, in your house. All right, let's get right into it. All right, guys, so how the setup for a smart valve actually works. One thing you need to note is that the smart valve itself, by default, is closed. And this is for safety reasons. So let's say there's a power outage or a problem with the power supply or the relay. Well, the power will cut and your smart valve will close itself, preventing any further damages from the leakage. Now, I know some people would say this is not really convenient, because if you have a power outage, then, well, it closes the water everywhere, right? Well, one thing to actually think about in this setup is that in your PSU, you should always have a separate battery pack. So this battery pack would act as a safety measure. So if there's a power outage, it will cut the power from the PSU, but your smart valve will still work because there's a battery. And remember that before we spoke about automation scenarios. So what you need to think about here is that as soon as there's water on the water sensor, the smart valve will actually close itself. So with that said, how the setup actually works here. What you want to do is have a power supply, use the positive cable and the negative one, and bring it to your relay. Right now, we're talking about the Ajax systems. That's the one we're going to use in our example. So that's why you have the Ajax relay here that is connected to the hub and to the leaks products, which is the water sensor itself. Now the PSU gives the power to the Ajax relay. So you want the relay to always be powered up, because it's going to act as a switch for the smart valve. So this is kind of the general hub where it says, okay, shut down the valve, open up the valve. So you always want it powered up. Then you put a negative in the relay and a negative to the valve to finally power up the smart valve with your power supply right there. So what we're doing here by having two negative and a positive is creating a circuit. So that means that if there's a problem here, here, or here, your valve will always be closed. And again, it's for safety measures. Like we said before, water is very dangerous when it goes into walls, in a home, or even in your business offices. It can cause so many damages on the long term, you don't even see them, and then there's mold and blah, blah, blah. We know the story. Nobody wants it to happen. And with the Ajax software and products, and honestly, most products are using the same technology here, is that the water sensor will send a message to the hub to the relay itself, and then the relay, like I said before, will act as a switch. So disconnect the power to the valve, so the valve closes and the leak is prevented. All right, now that we have seen how the setup for a smart valve works, we're gonna actually do a live demonstration. If you have more questions about how it actually works, well, leave a comment below and we'll gladly answer it. First mistake we did here in this live demonstration is in the power supply itself. As you can see, there are two wires here, the black one, the negative and positive one, that should be connected to a battery pack. Like I said before, having a battery pack helps you prevent problems when there's a power outage, so it gives you an additional source of power. We have all the wires we just saw, everything is already connected, so we'll go directly in the live demonstration. If you are using an application or a setup that doesn't have automation scenarios, so that the hub doesn't talk to the water sensor and the valve directly, you would normally receive an alert on your phone that there's a leak that has been detected by the water sensor, and then you would use your application to manually close the smart valve. So we'll do this right here. So you have your application open. Again, we're using the Ajax one right there. And I click on the button to activate the power source. Now, as you can see, the power was cut from the water valve and it closed automatically right there. I'm gonna open it up again. So give me 1 second. There you go. So I disable the relay, so the power is back up and the valve opens up itself. Now, on the live scenario, so we build an automation scenario for this live demonstration. I'm gonna drop water on the water sensor. As you can see, there are small bits all around the sensor itself that will detect the water. So if there's a leak, as soon as it touches the small things here, it will send an alert. And if you have the built-in automation scenario, well, the valve would close itself. So I'm gonna drop the water on the table. A small mess here. And then keep your eyes on the valve itself. So I touch on the leak product, turns red, and the automation scenario actually closed the valve. So this is how you can prevent any water damage to your house by using a smart home device like the smart valve with your water sensor. I promise you it's worth it. It prevents so many pains that can happen in future projects. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video. If you are an installer and maybe you have installed a smart valve before, let us know how it went. Was your customer happy? Was it able to prevent any kind of leakage? Let us know in the comment below, and maybe let us know also for a future project we would be able to record here and do more live demonstration for you. If you're a security manufacturer and you install professional product, well, hit us up. Send us an email, let us know if we can help you elevate your brand by doing reviews, tutorials, or live demonstration. We would be happy to help. All right, guys, see you on the next one.